Hello guys and welcome to Python programming tutorials by Amul's Academy. Today in this tutorial we are discussing about how to print stars in alphabetical G shape. We already discussed about how to print stars in alphabetical A to F shape and the code is similar. So let's begin with the code. And here we can see the code. And these for loops are used to print stars in different row and column. As we can see in the output, there are 6 column and 7 rows. And to print these stars in different row and column, we are using for loops. And here we can see the first for loop, and here row is a variable. And in the output we can see there are 7 rows are there. That's why I'll take range as 7 here. And inside that we are taking another for loop. It is to print stars in the column, and call is a variable name, and in the output we can see 6 columns. That's why I'll mention 6 here. Okay, and inside that for loop we are using if else conditional statement. That is, we need to print the stars in particular pattern. For that we need a condition. That's why we are using if else conditional statement. Here in if statement, I need to mention the condition, that is in which row and column I want to print star, right? For that we'll see the output. First we'll concentrate on the column, and in the column 0 and column 4 we can see the stars, right? And in the column 0 I want to print the star in each row, right? So my first condition will be, I'll check whether column is equal to 0, right? This is my first condition. Next I'll take logical OR operator. In the case of logical OR operator, if any one of the input is true, then it will give output as true. Here if any one of the condition is true, then I want to print star. That's why I mention OR here. So my next condition will be, we already done with the column 0. Now we'll check column 4. We want to print star in the column 4, but in the column 4 and row 1 and row 2 we don't want any star, right? So I'll write like that. I'll check whether column is equal to 4. Okay, if it is true, then I want row should not be equal to 1 and row should not be equal to 2. And this is my second condition, so I'll put them together. So this is my second condition where I'm checking whether column is equal to 4. If it is true, then to print star this condition must true. That's why I used AND here. In the output we can see at the column 4 and row 1 there is no star, and column 4 row 2 there is no star. That's why I wrote condition like this. Okay, next third condition, so I'll use OR. And here we're done with the column. Now we'll concentrate on the rows. And at the rows 0 and row 6 we can see the stars, right? We need 3 stars at the column 1, column 2, column 3. So for this I'll check whether row is equal to 0 or row is equal to 6. Okay, so if it is true, then column should be greater than 0 and column should be less than 4. Okay, this is my third condition. We are concentrating on the rows. We are checking on the row 0 and row 6. We want to print these 3 stars and these 3 stars. That's why I mentioned column should be greater than 0 and less than 4. Okay. And next we are done with the column 0, column 4, row 0, row 6. Now we need to concentrate on the row 3. We need to print these 2 stars. This is already printed in the column 4. That's why we need to concentrate on these 2 stars, right? So we'll write condition like this. I'll mention logical OR. Here I'll check whether row is equal to 3. If it is true, then at that time column should be 3, 5, right? So here I'll mention column should be 3 or column should be 5. And this is my next condition where I am checking whether row is equal to 3. If it is true, then at that time any one of this should be true. So we are done with our condition. So I'll mention column. So if any one of this condition becomes true, then we need to print star, and here we can see end equal to empty string. In the print, by default end value will be /n, but here after printing one star, I don't want any new line. I just want to print next star immediately after that. That's why here I mention empty string. And else we can see print end is equal to space. That is, if this condition becomes false, then control goes to the else part and it will print space. That is, here in some places we can see the space, right? This is because of this else statement. Okay. So next, inside the first for loop, we are using print. It is for new line. That is, after printing star in one row, we want to print star in the next line. That's why we are using print here. And now I'll execute this, and here we can see the output. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. I'll meet you in next class. Till then, take care.